I'm here in a gorgeous Blue Agave field with global brand ambassador of Casa Herradura, Ruben Aceves. We're here to talk about what these plants are about, the fabulous world-renowned Casa Herradura tequila that they produce. And this takes a tremendous amount of work, and we're going to have an example today of what it takes to remove these plants. But before we do, Ruben, you were telling me earlier, you have under the Casa Herradura ownership about 22,000 acres and almost 14 million Blue Agave plants.
That is right, that is right. What happens with agave is that there's no harvesting season. We harvest every single day. The agave takes 7 years to be ready, so we need to make sure that we have plenty of agaves at every age stage so we can harvest every single day. These agaves, we're doing this one because they're close to the distillery. They're not ready yet, so they need maybe 2 more years to be ready. But for show purposes, we're going to be harvesting this one, which is really big already. So the first thing he has to approach to the agave, he has to cut off some of the pencas so he can then cut the roots. And the agave grows above ground. So once he cut the roots, he can knock it down, and then he can attack the agave easier and then shave all the pencas away from the heart of the agave.
And what is he looking for in terms of the heart of the agave? Is that the pina that we're talking about?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So that's really what he's looking to get at.
In the end, once you shave everything, what's the inside or in the middle, the heart of the agave, is what we call, in a very dear way, pina or pineapple. I mean, there's no relationship in between agave and pineapple, but it looks like a huge one.
And how much does the pina weigh?
It can vary. Sometimes it weighs 35 kilos, 70 pounds, sometimes 250 pounds. This one would be more like a 200 pound.
Well, that'll give people an idea as to how much weight is involved here.
Exactly. Exactly.
So why don't you ask Felix he can begin the process, and we'll show our readers what this is all about.
Felix, please go ahead and harvest this agave, and just go ahead from the very beginning. Don't stop.
So the koa blade is clearly very sharp.
Very sharp. In the old days, they used to use those sandals. Now they use steel toes. In the old days, we lost a lot of toes, because it's very easy, if you can see how he does it, he'll be using his foot very close to the agave and to where the koa is cutting, so he can hit his toes pretty easily. So now what he's doing, he's trying to cut the agave off its roots, and as you can see, the agave grows above ground. Once he cut those off, he can knock it down. You can see he's using his foot. Once on the floor, it'll be easier for him to shave all the pencas.
So the roots are not terribly deep here.
No.
They're more spread out?
They're very shallow because the agave does not need a lot of water. So they don't have to go really deep looking for the water. So now the agave is off. Secret, one of the things we were talking about this morning is the secret for making a great tequila. It's just making sure that you use the fully mature agaves. Fully mature agaves, there's different ways of knowing when the agave is ready. The second part of a good tequila, it's how the Jimador harvests the agave. Any juice we get from the pencas will produce you bitter juices. Bitter juices produce you headaches. So we have to make sure that he shaves the pencas as close as possible to the heart of the agave, because if he's not thinking about quality control and he leaves these things too long like this, we get more efficient, we get more juice out of more yield like this, but any juice you get out of this will produce you bitter juices, like these small pieces. You gotta take them away and getting as close as possible to the heart of the agave to get only the real sugar from the heart.